morning, or maybe not so good morning to be honest. We had a bit of a horrible wake up call this morning to the boat hitting the seabed. So we had to lift anchor and move in the middle of the night. Stuff went everywhere. It wasn't very fun. We kind of got a bit screwed over. And it's Lars' birthday today. He's taking out the bins. As you do.
Birthday to me. Yeah, it was horrible last night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We got a bit unlucky. We were fine, depth-wise, except for the fact that the swell built up like crazy. We had like a meter of swell. And then at one point the wind shifted, and so the boat ended up side onto the swell, which is why everything just went everywhere. We smashed a mug and it just went crazy. But then it also meant that the boat was going right down to the bottom of the trough, and just at the bottom of the trough it was like bumping against the sand. Not a great feeling. Everything's fine, but that was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and so we haven't slept very much. So now just kind of picking up the pieces. We're gonna head up to the anchorage that's a bit further up, and one of our neighbors, he's a kite surfing instructor, and so he's been giving me some kite lessons. So we're gonna head up there and do some kiting, which I'm really excited about.
It was pretty crazy this morning, so I ended up sleeping on the sofa. Ended up putting this out and sleeping here instead. There was like a creaking in the bed that was just right near my head, and I just couldn't not hear it. And also at the bow, like, you go up and down so much more than you do in the middle of the boat. So I did ask Lars, and unfortunately, poor guy, like, I stole the duvet, so I just brought him some blankets. So he's had the best birthday morning ever so far. We tried to make up for the rough start to the day by heading back over to the kite spot at the northern tip of Formentera Island. For the rest of the day, it was activity time. We spent the day on the beach, and Lars had fun kite surfing and skimboarding on his birthday. Little specks of pink sand. It just looks beautiful. The different shades of the blues and turquoise and the little specks of pink sand, and then the really white sand as well. I mean, it's kind of what you'd expect a paradise island to look like, to be honest. It was so cool to walk only 500 meters inland and be in a totally different ecosystem. We didn't expect the lagoon to be so big either. It was a real haven. You wouldn't expect this of Formentera or even Navika. It's got such a connotation of being like a party place, and then here you come and there's like this tiny little nature reserve and national park on this uninhabited island. It just feels really strange when you've got the contrast of the boats, the party boats coming into the anchorage for the day. I might pick up some rosemary. So as predicted, the party boats have started to descend on the anchorage. And this one is probably one of the biggest cats I've ever seen, with party goers on it. There's these guys that have gone paddleboarding off the party boat and they don't know how to paddleboard, and they're like freaking out because they've been drifting out to sea. We've been trying to help them get a bit of technique, but it's difficult because it's all in Spanish and they're really freaking out, so.
He's got it, man.
You got the technique, yeah?
He's got the technique.
He's still going on the board backwards, right? She got taken back, right?
Sorry?
Yeah, she got taken back.
She's getting the ride back and he's figured it out.
Woo! It ended well in the end.
That was pretty funny though. I mean, it's not over yet, but... So, I mean, this was last year now, but the wind generator started creaking whenever it turned at a certain angle. Creaking so badly, it sounds like a dying cat. It's the kind of sound you can't really ignore, you can't really get used to. And so I called the company, and they said, just open up the back and spray some WD-40 in there and see if it helps. I think it might. Otherwise we'll have to call them back and say we want a replacement or something, because you can't use it with that creak. It keeps you up at night.
For anyone wondering, the WD-40 did the job and we haven't heard a dead cat on board since. We continued attacking the boat job to-do list, tackling one job at a time. This included making progress on our new nav station setup, which we can share more on another time, as well as other odd jobs.
So we had some leftover... What do you even call this thing? Fencing? Spindling?
Spindles?
Spindles.
Something like that. Anyway, that stuff.
And before it didn't have anything, so we'd have all the stuff up here, and when we go to sea we'd have to take it all down. So Lars installed these, and we have them on both sides. So all our stuff is nicely contained.
And tomorrow's rain, so did a few projects making sure that there's one leak over there that we've identified. That
Did you fix it?
Yeah. Well, I think I have. We'll see tomorrow if it still leaks. So today we've got wind and we've got rain, so we're just staying inside, which is fine. To be honest, it's a good excuse for me to get some actual work done and maybe make some progress on some inside projects. Also, it's a reason to bake some good bread. So we're making some focaccia.
Oh, here comes the rain.
So we've got our focaccia blob. That's literally the term they use in the book. It will look like a blob. I think you just press it down, make it look like focaccia. And then, yep, some rosemary that we picked up yesterday. Oh, I should heat up the oven. We did get that comment from somebody saying, don't do a recipe book. Which was brutal.
That was a bit brutal.
And it was after a video from a passage where we made, you know what, the food was pretty good. We made orzo and I mean,
it didn't look great.
Yeah, okay, the pork was pretty unappetizing.
Pretty crispy, huh?
Pretty done. So let's try.
Ooh. Nice and focaccia. It's pretty good. We are right next to the big port here where the ferries come in. Quite a bit of swell that comes in from the ferries, and also there's quite a bit of swell anyway from the wind, so it's not the most comfortable anchorage, but we are just getting off and going to go for a cycle ride.
It's only the second time we've taken the bikes ashore, and it is a bit of work, which is why we never managed to film it, because it's a lot of lifting, and the dinghy, and especially here with the swell, the dinghy was going all over the place. Lowering these down into the town was pretty tough, but this is gonna be fun.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Formentera is the smallest of the 4 Balearic Islands, and the town that we cycled to was called Sant Francesc. It's the capital and largest town of the island, and it has a beautiful historical centre and town square.
This place is so cute. I just bought myself a hat as well. I've been needing for so long. It's really quaint. Everything's white, and there's loads of little streets and little terraces. So we're gonna see if we can just go for a walk and then grab a drink or something.
Take until it hurts, will we ever learn? Wait another year, we disappear. You'll never get You'll never You'll never
Sat in the square, watching everybody go by, and then actually went to the Eroski, winning. Picked up some extra.
Lots of food.
Picked up some extra fruit, oats, milk, and then now it's downhill all the way back. We're gonna head downhill, get back to the beach, and maybe grab a pizza.
You gotta try to be stronger than we were. You gotta try to be stronger than we were.
We took one look at the mast, swaying back and forth. You know what? Let's just have food on land tonight.
Yeah, stay on land for as long as possible.
Yeah.
We just had dinner there, and then we've got Ibiza over there, and Navika's right there. And
Cold.
almost a full moon.
I love this time of day.
Me too, but the colours are just incredible.
I was just about to say that.
Got to take our little pineapple home. Just made it back to the boat, and the swell is just insane. From the ferry, it's just the wake from the ferry, that ferry over there. And then this guy just came in as well, so it's like we're really bobbing about here. Oh yeah, sorry.
I don't know how to grab
Wait, have you tied us off already? Well, I think you should probably do that first. Why don't I just pass you them?